Hi everyone, my name is Sam Fox. I'm the Interim Director for Violence Prevention and Educational Outreach. Right now I'm going to be presenting the Elizabeth McCandless Peer Education Leadership Award. So Elizabeth McCandless, who went by Betsy, was a Simmons alum who tragically lost her life to intimate partner violence. And so in the wake of that, Simmons did several things to sort of honor her memory and her legacy, and one of which was to found Betsy's Friends, which is a peer education program that's part of the VPO office. So this award is given to a senior student who's excelled in their role as a peer educator. They have contributed to the Simmons community by creating, implementing, and leading initiatives around violence prevention, healthy relationships, and sexual consent. Furthermore, they've served as a role model for their fellow peer educators and students across campus. So for me, when thinking about this award, really one student came to mind. Folks may know that I'm new to this position this academic year, and this student honestly helped me transition into the role just as much as any, staff member or colleague here at the institution. They were helping to, hit the ground running with new programs. They were writing agendas for meetings I didn't even know we were having. They were just sort of right away above and beyond, which was so helpful for me. And also, sort of before my time with VPO, this student has been involved for their entire time at Simmons, and both in a volunteer capacity and as a paid student worker. And they work just sort of tirelessly, I would say, to promote the work of the office, and are someone who kind of totally embodies the mission as well in terms of being survivor-centered and trauma-informed, and always thinking about how do we center marginalized survivors, and how do folks' identities impact their experiences of domestic violence, intimate partner violence, sexual violence, etc. Always thinking in a really nuanced way, knowing that these are really large categories. And so working to kind of hone in on what is the actual issue and who's being impacted, how are they being impacted, and what are we doing about it? And so I so appreciate that lens that they always bring to the work. They have created kind of countless programs. They both help, every year on sort of the signature events like Take Back the Night and Love Fest, as well as create programs of their own on really creative topics such as ghosting and how do you make meaning when a relationship ends. So things that are really relevant to our students. They also are just a student leader generally. I mean, I probably don't even know everything that they're involved in, but I know that they've been a training captain with the orientation leader team. They've been an admissions fellow. They've been a co-chair with the Like Minds Coalition. They've worked with the economics liaison. And again, I'm sure on, and also work really hard to promote events of student orgs that they're not part of, right? And really showing that leadership kind of in a cross-disciplinary way, which is really great to see. So I could continue to go on and on, but I sort of just want to talk about one other piece of this student's work, and that's that they've done their field placement and some of their field work this year with the Boston Area Rape Crisis Center as part of their medical advocacy program. So what that means is when someone experiences sexual violence and winds up going to the hospital, someone from this team at the organization meets the survivor at the hospital, and they provide support in whatever way that looks like for the survivor. So folks may know that kind of the first people that a survivor interacts with after an incident happens can really sort of impact their healing, right? And if they talk with someone who is empathetic and judgment-free and just there to support them, that already makes a huge impact. So I, for one, am so glad that this student did that work this year, because I know that they made a huge impact in the lives of everybody that they worked with. So I'm going to wrap it up, because I could, like I said, go on and also probably cry a lot. But I'm really excited to present the Elizabeth McCandless Peer Education Leadership Award to Erin Curley this year. So congratulations, Erin.